All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining Live with Laura today. We are so excited to have you on. We kind of want to keep this an open forum. I want to talk with you guys about what's working in your agency, what you guys have additional questions on, how can we assist, how can our other agents give you their best practices to help you along the way. And then when we have time, I want to get into servicing in Epic and utilizing cancellations and endorsements and getting that cancellation in Ford form. That's all in Epic. So I wanted to go over that with you guys as well. And you guys are the lucky ones to be on today because this is my 5 years. 5 years I've been doing Live with Laura. 5 years. So everybody on this call today, I'm going to send you something a little sweet for you guys. I'm really excited. 5 years.
Congrats, Laura. That is exciting.
Thank you, Catherine.
I want something too. I'm here.
Right. You get a prize. You get a prize. You get a prize.
Is it a new car?
Right. Isn't that we've always wanted to say that? All right. So yeah, thanks guys. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of different topics that we've had, throughout this journey with Live with Laura. Thanks, Mary. And this has been really exciting. So when we ask you guys, hey, what do you want to see in upcoming Live with Laura? What do you want to learn? We really mean it, because that gives us the content that we need to provide you guys with webinars, workshops, work with the carriers, and then also with anything that has to do with Epic, because we are all about best practices within using the Epic system. So if you have questions, raise your hand. We will open it up. We will open everybody up if you guys want to and chat. So let's just keep this interactive. You can always use the chat to ask questions. And if you have questions for the group, send it to everybody. If you change that to, it says everyone, you change it. It might be stuck on hosts or panelists, change it to everyone. And then everybody else can help as well. So today we are going to, like I said, keep this interactive and identify success stories. So, we always talk about you guys come to us when you need help. When there's a fire in the agency, you're like, oh, I need help. What can I do? How do I fix this? But then we want to know some of your success stories, because, we don't hear about things within your agency that are going well. We hear about things within the agency that are on fire. So we would love to hear from you guys. If there is something that maybe we taught you guys on how to work in Epic or in Easy Links or in Insured Mind, if there's something that's working for you, we want to hear those good stories, because that helps us know what we're doing and what we're not doing right. So if there's something too that you're like, hey, I just cannot understand downloads. I just don't understand them. I have been through every training in the LMS. I have been through every training with Catherine. Let us know, because we need the help. And maybe there's somebody else that's on this call too that can say, you know what, I struggled too with it, because I think we're all in the same boat. And if we can help each other, that would be fantastic. Just wanted to go through some things that are new here in the education department. We talked last month about what you guys wanted to see. Catherine pulled up that poll, and we talked a lot about upcoming webinars. And one of the really exciting ones was everybody wanted to learn more about marketing. So I need to pull off some of those layers and figure out what exactly about marketing do you want additional information on. So would it be on working in the social media platforms? Would it be on email templates to go to your clients? What is it specifically in your agency? Can we give you some additional information on marketing? If you don't, and you're thinking about it right now, and after we get off this call and you're like, wait, now I know what I want more information on, just email training@isnoa.com and we will put something in the works too. The other thing too with marketing is to talk with your carrier reps about that. Sometimes the carrier reps are going to provide you with some marketing money, or they're going to supply you with ways that they will co-opt some of the different marketing campaigns that you're looking to do. The other thing too, and Spicy just sent this to me, is there a service that will give information, client spouses, autos, driver's license, date of births? So on one of the Live with Laura's, we talked about Fenris, and it's Fenris. And Fenris is a vendor that will pull all of that information for your auto when you are quoting in EasyLinks or outside of EasyLinks. They do have that integration with EasyLinks. So it's Fenris.com if you want to take a look at that. And that pulls the same as what EasyLinks used to have. I think it's like 55 cents a pull, and it will give you all that information. However, Fenris does not have that integration yet for their home, but it is something that they think they're going to have by the end of Q1. So keep an eye out for that. And that's Fenris, Fenris. And I went in and did a demo with them, and I think it's amazing, except I want the home information there too. So I think it's going to be a really good tool, especially for the auto, for the driver's license and your vehicles and drivers, everything. So take a look at that. But please remember to send us some information on marketing. What exactly are you looking for marketing? Talk about the breakfast brew. It comes out around the 1st of the month. It is so important for you guys to be reading. It goes out to everybody in your agency, if you're an agency owner, you're getting it, your staff is getting it. It's the only way that we can communicate with everybody about upcoming webinars. If we are, whatever we have going on with webinars, we added some additional features into that. I have a Listen to Laura blog, and I also have Insurance Talk. So those added ones in there have been really helpful. So if you guys are asking me questions about best practices within your agency or information on insurance, I am a licensed producer here in Illinois. I can help you guys with best practices on any of that. So just let me know. So then I create this Insurance Talk. So people were talking a lot about and asking me a lot of questions about work comp. So I sent out all the kind of information that I had on work comp, and I put that in the breakfast brew. Another thing that is really a hot topic right now is cybersecurity. And in my blog, we were talking about how crazy that's going to be for 2024. There's the predictions that they're having is cybersecurity. So I'm looking to put together a webinar for that. So keep an eye out for that. You'll see that in the breakfast brew. So New Year's resolutions, new year, new you. So a lot of people make these resolutions. They want to lose weight. They want to make more money. They want to call their mom more. Well, I can't help you with the losing weight part, but I can help you make more money. I can help you be more efficient within your agency. And I can remind you every day to call your mother. So I put together this little jam effect. So we're going to jam out in 2024. We're going to join more trainings. You guys are going to ask more questions. And then that is going to help you manage your agency. So you got to remember that knowledge increases revenue. So if you're not joining any of the webinars that we're providing or the carriers are providing, you're missing out on some really great information that's going to help you be more efficient within your agency. All right, everybody asked for this when that evaluation comes back, and I'm like, hey, what are you guys looking for? They're like, we are looking for Epic. So back to basics with Epic again. We're going to do this twice a year. So we're going to do some Epic Jam sessions. We are going to talk about adding business accounts. We're going to talk about tips and tricks about adding policies, commissions, attaching your documents, utilizing activities, servicing. We're going to go over downloads, accounting. So it's a 2-day, it's an hour and a half each day. So watch for registration in the breakfast crew. We're gonna send that out. That'll be the first of the month. So mark it on your calendar, save the date for our Epic workshop. Really excited about that. We did this last summer. Catherine put together a fantastic agenda outline for everybody. So we know that it's helpful. We had a lot of people that came on. So even if you're new to Epic, you should join it. Even if you have been working in Epic for 5-10 years, you should join it for sure, because Epic is always changing. So we want to make sure that everybody gets all the updates on that. All right, let's do this. Let's jump into Epic and let's review some of the items that I think were our most asked in 2023. Give me 1 second to pull that up. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
I'll switch my camera over to the other screen. I know I can drag it over. I just like this way it looks here when I'm looking at my screen.
Right.
I know, it's so crazy. I know I got some questions, so real quick. Spicy, got your question. Chris.
We needed help with manually issuing policies and wanted more info on the past expiration report.
Yes, for sure. We're gonna go over that. And then what was the other one?
Manually issuing policies,
And then which report?
past expiration.
Oh, the dreaded past expiration.
No, just how to handle it. It says.
And that's a killer report. All right, we will get to that for sure. All right, so what I did was I came into Epic and I used the Epic browser, which I highly recommend that you all use the browser. And I know Catherine is going to put that into the chat so you guys can get in and use the browser. When you log in for the first time in the browser, you get a pop-up that wants to know how you are going to connect your Outlook to it. And it's this right here. It's this information. All you got to do is copy and paste that right in, and then you will have your Outlook connected right to it. All right, so here's my test client, Ginger Redbud, and I wanted to go through account details because when we are doing trainings with a lot of agents, we're noticing that there is some important information that is being missed. So in order, you gotta have the address in here. So if you look, here's the address. It's in the city, state, and zip code where it's supposed to be. I have seen that some agents are putting it right underneath there. When you go to run a report, it is not going to run your report to give you your in the columns for your city, state, and zip code. So a couple of months ago, everybody wanted their holiday report so they could mail out their Christmas cards, and noticed that none of the cities and the states came up. And that's because it is not put into Epic the correct way in order to have that report generate correctly so you could print out labels to have your cards mailed out. So that's really, really important. Hopefully you guys all knew that. So with your contacts as well, I'm seeing that there's a lot of people who are just putting in the one contact. So if you're talking to Ginger Redbud and Ginger is married to Guy and they have 3 kids, some of our agents are just putting in the one client. My recommendation is everybody in the household, put them in, no matter if they drive, no matter if they're, an in-law that lives with you and they have their own policy, put that information in there. And if you're ever looking to cross-sell different lines of business, you can pull reports from your contacts and you can get that information. Maybe you have an in-law that lives with you that is over age 65 and you want to market to them Medicare, the Medicare supplements, you can do that. We can pull a report by their birth dates. So it's really important to get that information in there. One of the things that I love is the AAA membership. So the AAA membership, just real quick, is the membership for their towing roadside assistance. Very passionate about that because it follows the driver, not the vehicle. So I don't know if you guys heard me on my AAA spiel, is that when my son was away at school, he was able to use it when he was with somebody and they weren't stranded. You know, that whole thing that he told me, they were just going to the grocery store, stranded out in the middle of a field because there was probably a party. So he was able to use his and not be stranded. So I ran a report back in the day when AAA, every single year, AAA will do a like friends and family type of thing, where you can get it discounted. So I ran a report and we were able to save our agents, our clients, some money on the AAA membership because it's really awesome for them to have it and really great for kids that are going away to school. All right, that's my soapbox speech on that. Opportunities. And I don't think that a lot of our agents now are using the opportunities. And that's what feeds into your dashboard. So we get a lot of questions where agents are saying, hey, why is my meter not going up? Why am I not seeing anything in my new business? And that is because you need to create opportunities. So a client gives you the chance to quote their auto home umbrella. So that's the opportunity you would create in here. And then when you issue this business, then you're going to go in, put your premium in, and then you're going to close out of that opportunity, and then it would feed into your dashboard. I do think it's really cool that this is available right here in Epic. So if you are the agency owner, you will be able to see this and monitor it. We also have reports that go to you every month, every day, you know, on that. So that new business minus 30-day report that you receive, that would be the information that would be in here, your book of business and what's going to show you as your meter's growing. So that's the opportunities. Client contracts, we don't use as much. I think you might have one agency that is using them, but if you are charging a fee, so you're charging an agency fee to go out and run a quote or do an inspection or whatever it may be, you can keep track of those fees that you're charging in here. So it's a way to keep track of your agency fees, not the fees that the carriers charge for any of your wholesale business, but your agency fees. All right, quotes, we don't use quotes. I'm pretty sure you guys probably wouldn't see the quotes there. But for policies, this is where you are going to add in. You issue a piece of business today with a carrier, it's going to more than likely download tomorrow. If some of the carriers are writing, if you write the piece of business like a month out, I've seen some of those downloads not coming through until closer to that date or when your client paid for that policy. Also, this is a way for you to see if your policy downloaded. So it's still in process. You enter your piece of business in the Epic, you leave it in process, the download comes through. When that download updates that policy, it automatically closes the follow-up on download activity. So that's an activity you should be keeping open, would be that follow-up on download. So I want to throw this out to you guys, and I'm going to ask the question. Are you using the follow-up on download activity to remind you to go check that download? Is that a helpful activity that you guys are using? Probably should have did a poll on that one, Catherine.
Yeah, next time.
Heather said she does now, so that's good. Yes, that is good, because how else are you going to know if that download came through? You know, we have that report that shows you once a month policies that haven't downloaded. But by the time that policy comes in, and let's say your policy number, you entered into Epic and you put dashes in, or you didn't put the 071 for American Modern, or you forgot the 2 zeros at the end for Nat Gen. There's a whole slew of reasons of why those policies will go into suspense and just sit there. So we want to make sure that you are following up on your downloads and that you do know how to go in and follow up on that. All right. Jen said she doesn't have rights to that area. Catherine? Can you?
To what area?
I'm thinking download. Is that what you're talking about, Jen? All right, we'll see. Oh, activity. Everybody has rights to activities. All right, we'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, I'll make a note.
Okay, so, she can only.
Oh, I think she's talking about on the My Reports page.
Yep, okay, all right, we'll get into that too. All right, so if you're not following up on your downloads, it does create, like Heather said, it creates a big hassle for our accounting department if your policy numbers aren't correct. So when you're entering them in, the download comes through. That's my perfect world I live in. And then accounting will be able to locate those in Epic and reconcile the commission. So that's so important. And if you're not, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I want to start doing that. It's never too late. We can always go in and show you how to get those downloads and request those downloads from the carrier. So having somebody within your agency taking a look at that is really important. And then when that outstanding commissions report comes out on the 1st of the month or the 10th, or right around the 10th, take a look at it, review it with your producer, review it with your CSR, review it with everybody within the agency, because that report is showing you we have money and we don't know who to pay, because we know who to pay, but we can't pay you because the policy is not in Epic or the policy number is wrong. So having that information is going to be key. Oh, Heather said she does now. It took her 2 weeks to get them all fixed. And she wishes. Oh, thanks, Heather. That was fantastic. I really appreciate that plug. All right, so I think it was Chris.
I was gonna say that was not a paid endorsement, but
Oh, that was good. All right, so downloads. Your download comes through. It changes in process to issued. It's going to tell you it's changed by download. But we do have carriers that don't download. So when you have a carrier that does not download, you want to make sure you check the documents that the carrier sent and that the dates are correct, the policy number is correct. And then you're going to go to actions and you are going to go to issue, not issue policy. Are you guys doing that? Because if you are not issuing those policies that aren't downloading, you may not see them on your book of business report because it's not an issue policy. So, want me to review that again, Chris? Did you get it? So you're going to make sure everything is correct. You're going to go to actions, issue, not issue policy. And when you do this, oh, look, I forgot to put 00 at the end, or maybe my dates are incorrect and I need to update them. You can do that right here. You're going to issue it. It's a new business, and then click finish. And it's going to talk about my commission. And then it's going to show issued. So now we have our policy issued. All right. So we do have, let me see if I have it open. Nope. I'm going to show it to you because we do have a spreadsheet. Let me pull it up. I thought I had it up. Sorry, guys. So we can send this spreadsheet out to you. Just let us know if you need it. And it is our download cheat sheets. And here it comes. So here is the spreadsheet. And this is extremely helpful for downloads. It's going to show you the carrier and what lines of business that they download. If you are writing with a carrier and you say, oh, wait a second, they download work comp? I thought they only downloaded claims or whatever it may be. Send us an email at training@isnoa.com and let us know that that particular line of business is not downloading. Because anything that's updated on here should be downloading. Now, the next tab over is going to give you some helpful policy line types of what to use. A lot of times we get emails that say, what should I use for this line of business? So here are some helpful tips there. This is probably one of the most helpful tabs. And what this is how to enter the policies into Epic for the download to update. So if you look at this one, American Modern, you have to add a 071 to the beginning of the policy number. Then it's going to download. So this is going to be absolutely amazing. Take a look at it. Another thing too that I've heard that agents are doing is they just go into that suspense area and look for one of their policies to see how they entered that in and how it's downloading. So if you look at this nationwide auto policy, they put a space after the J. I swear to God, these carriers are out to kill us because just download the policy how you issue it, and my life would be so much easier along with all of yours as well. And then travelers, there's no dashes. If you're thinking, oh, dang it, I've been putting dashes in to these policies, no problem. All you got to do is go over back into Epic, and when you edit the policy and you click on servicing and billing, all you got to do is update your policy. Easy peasy, right here. That's all you need to do. All right, let me pull this back up. Did you put that in there? Thank you, Catherine. Catherine put the link into the chat for you to get this. It's updated as of August 2023. When we update it again, we will let you guys know. We'll put it into the breakfast group. All right, here's some codes here for carriers. We also get people asking us, what carrier should I use when I'm entering in? Well, here are some of our most common ones. They are right here. If you are writing with a carrier that is a wholesale carrier, I'm going to come back into Epic. If you are writing, and you wrote with BTIS, and BTIS wrote this and issued this policy with CFM, you are going to put the issuing company as the company that wholesaler issued the piece of business with, and the premium payable is going to be to BTIS. This is extremely important right here. Now, most of the time we don't have the commission agreements entered in for the wholesale companies, so you can manually enter that in. So if you click the use commission agreement box and you're like, okay, that's not what I'm supposed to be getting, that wasn't an excess policy, then just go ahead and type in what you need to. Now remember, our accounting department is only going to pay you the amount of commission that we receive from the carrier, the percentage. So if you put in here 25% and we're receiving 12, we're going to pay you 12. Your report is going to be off when you receive your book of business report. But your producer commission report that you receive on the first of the month will be updated with that 12% rather than the 25. So if you're thinking, wait a second, BTIS is supposed to be paying 25, you're gonna have to, contact training@isnoa.com, let us know, contact the carrier and find out exactly how much that commission should be. And you should be aware of what your commissions are. And if you are not aware, talk to your carrier reps and ask them, and then they can send you that information as well.
We have a couple hand raised. Do you want to handle either of those now?
Yes.
All right, we'll start with Kevin. I'll allow you to unmute if you would like.
Oh, did he mute himself?
Yeah, he's still muted. Gary,
think,
I'll allow you as well.
yeah, I think Kevin was asking for the download cheat sheet.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and he
Gotcha.
emailed us. Yep.
Perfect. All right, thank you. Gary, did you need that too, or do you have a different question? Might have been the same.
Okay. Oh, and that other one, Progressive. Spicy just put it out there too, Progressive with their,
It is on there. It's on the additional notes, though. Maybe we should put it
that's right.
more title.
So the MC for motorcycle, the RV for the recreational, and the PGR for their bot policy. Yes, it's something that I advocate all the time with these carriers. I'm on different committees for them to say, stop the madness. We do not want to put a TT and an MC in front of that. We don't. So please stop doing that. Okay, so I wanted to show you this. If you need to request another download, there's also where you can request another download. Now, you might have carriers that aren't on here. When you get that information, you can send it to us, we'll add it in. But make this report your own. You know, you can save it, it's yours. You can add in your other carriers. Or let's say openly that Anna is not the one to send that information to, that is for your states. We don't always get the information if it's state specific for that. Most of the time, it's not. Like Progressive, you just log in and you can request another download right on their website. All right, this is another amazing piece that Anthony and accounting had supplied to us. And when you are looking at your producer commission report that comes to you from accounting on the first of the month, we get a lot of questions of people that are saying, what are these codes? I don't even know what they mean. And honestly, I didn't either until he sent this to me. So this is awesome. So this morning I was working with an agent and this NBIS showed up on their producer report from the first, and we were able to take a look at it through this spreadsheet to say, oh, that's a new business that carrier is paying you in installments. When your when your client pays, that's when the carrier is going to pay you. So that is an NBIS. And then you'll see the endorsement ones. You'll see a lot of these different ones, but you can always just come right into here and take a look at it. All right, any questions on this spreadsheet? Anything you guys want me to review on that? All right, Levon has a question. Travelers Commercial has an extended policy number on the deck pages. And they download the base policy indicated here by the X's. Wonderful. Hey, Catherine, can you take a note on that? So we can look into that or screenshot it. Yeah, that's, and just match the download. Yeah, leaving off that extension. And that's great information. So thank you so much for sending that to us. You know, I used to know and be right up on that when I was issuing all kinds of different policies and getting the downloads on which ones were having issues. So that's a good information to have. If you are in Florida, I know that AAA is changing their policy numbers from an F number to a P number with a totally different policy number, which is maddening to me, but that's what they're doing. So if you need help on that, or if you find that, let me know, send it to training@isnoa.com that, hey, this carrier is downloading at renewal different policy numbers. And I would love to get that out into the brew so everybody can know. Okay, so now you're here, you entered your policy in. You can go in and do proofs of insurance. You can do certificates right here. Heather, I don't know if you do your certificates from Epic, but this is a really good tool to use, and it really works well when your policies download. But you can definitely come in here and create your certificates of insurance, and then you can email them to who's requesting it or to your clients. So this morning, we imported 150 locations for a policy for a contractor or I can't remember what it was anyway, and able to get all of those locations into the certificates of insurance. Yep, biggest time saver for my agency, Heather said. So that is so helpful. So if I click the plus sign, I always want to make it my master certificate, and then I'm going to click detail. So now it's going to open up, just like your policy, when you are entering in a policy, it opens up your certificate. Every certificate in here is an accord form. Every policy you enter into Epic is an accord form as well, and you can always print those and have your agent sign them. And that brings me to another point. Sorry that, Kate, I just thought of something else before I continue on here. To help protect your E&O insurance, it is so important that you get signed applications. You can get audited from the carriers, and they want to see your last 10 signed applications. And then now what are you doing? You're scrambling, you're trying to get those signed applications. Make it a best practice within your agency every time. Even if the carrier doesn't require you to send it in, they are still requiring you to get those and to keep those on hand. Put those in the attachments over here. Put that in so you don't have to go in and now search for signed apps, paper through your agency. Maybe you're driving to every single client. Make sure you're getting signed apps. 2024, we're jamming it out. We're getting signed apps. No, hands down, because I've seen it over and over and over again. Carriers are auditing you. And now with this crazy hard market that we're having, I'm seeing it more and more. So get your signed applications. If you haven't, go back in the last several months and get those signed applications. That is for sure. If Chris just said, if the application is signed electronically through the carrier, do you still need to put a copy in Epic? Absolutely. This is what I just heard last week. When you go and get those, send them out. So let's say Safeco signed applications, they keep them in their archives for 1 year. So then that next year, you have no signed applications in there. So now, if there is any kind of E&O claim, or, you know, if whatever there may be, you have nothing to go back to say, you signed this. You signed it that you didn't want sewer backup coverage. I'm sorry that your basement just flooded, but you said you didn't want it. So get those signed applications. You can pull them off of their websites, put them in attachments here in Epic. It is so important. Put your deck pages. So, you know, put your auto ID cards in there. Put their previous deck pages. If you're using quote sheets, put those in attachments. It is an extremely helpful way for everybody within your agency to go in and pull that information when they need that. Especially if you get audited. Make sure you have that information in attachments, and I'll show you that in a second. And now you have a client that's calling you up and they're saying, hey, Can you remove my comp and collision? Absolutely, I can. Sign here. Oh, you want to remove the sewer backup coverage? Sign the policy change endorsement. Sign this because I'm not doing it unless you sign it. Because you never ever want somebody to come back to you and say, why'd you take that off? I never asked you to take that off. Well, I have an email from you that we were corresponding back and forth that you can drag and drop into attachments. And I also have this signed change form, which is an accord form that you can get out of it. And we'll show you that as well. Okay. See how I get on? I keep getting on all kinds of different tantrums. Okay, so here it is. You have your policy, your certificate of insurance. You have to add in which line of business you're going to be using. Oh. And I'm not in my one. Oh yeah, that's in there. So we're gonna put that in there. And then whatever it is, I know that that's not my GL, that's another package I have in there. And then if it's commercial general liability, you can go in, even if the policy doesn't download, you can still go in and put all the limits in here. Bam, you got it in there. Then when you go into the automobile, you can do the same thing. You're going to click the plus sign. You're going to use your different lines of business and you can put that in. If the policy downloaded, once you pick this line of business, it will pull in all that information for sure. Description of operations. Descriptions of operations. When you enter in anything here, this description of operations goes for all the holders. So if it was holder specific, when you click on holders, you can add in your whatever the description is. You know, some of the villages want you to have all kinds of special wording. So go ahead and enter that in. If you don't see anything that generates here, you got to do the drop down and pull it. So when you're over here on the automobile one, so it didn't pull, here's this default template. And then if you come over to the automobile and click the default template, and when you go over to holders, it will pull it. But because I didn't do it in the very beginning, it didn't pull it. So you have to have these listed here. Description of operations, if you need to attach any documents. And then you can come in here and make sure if you are doing a certificate of insurance and if you are adding on additionally insured, that you actually have that coverage on that policy. Don't click it if they didn't purchase it, because that will make a big difference as well. So hopefully, I know that was very fast to go through on certificate of insurance. If you need additional help, you can jump back into the LMS, type in certificates of insurance, and you got a workflow right there, all on commercial lines as well. Somebody else asked, was there something else? Did I miss something, Catherine or Taylor? Did somebody
I'm
want?
looking back, I feel like you hit on a lot of it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. So we're talking about getting the signed apps and how important that is. And I'm going to say it all the time. I think I'm going to put that in my signature in my email. Get signed apps. But you can come in here, highlight the policy, go to actions, and you can review application. So when this pops up, okay, what am I reviewing? I'm just going to review this area, but you can also select anything else in here that you need them to sign. It's going to pull your information. And how do you want it? Do you want to email it? Or do you want to attach it? You're just going to attach it. But let's take a look at it, and hopefully it will generate here to show you. Voila, here's your accord form. If this policy downloaded, it would have all been filled out. If it doesn't download, I highly recommend that you go in when you're entering in your policy and entering in all of the information. And then you can have your client sign it. And you're good to go and keep it in Epic. Voila. If you are looking to do any kind of changes. So now I'm going to do an endorsement on this policy to get that change request. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to endorse, revise existing line, and we have workflows for all of these. And if I put my date in, don't want this to be 2023, okay. So I'm going to endorse this. It is really important to go in and endorse this policy, even though it's going to download and you have the follow up on download activity. I'll leave it open. You can go in and change your drivers here. You can go in and update your vehicles. And then when you X out of this, you're going to leave it in process because you want the download. But if this carrier doesn't download, then you're going to manually go in and manually issue the endorsement. Manually issue it. So I'm going to go over to print and I'm going to print this change request. All my information. It's going to be in here. Let's get it. Let's take a look at it. Oh, sure. Not going to. Hang on. All right. I want to preview it. Oh, sure. All right, well, it works. It's just not working for me while I'm on Zoom. I'm getting this pop-up that's telling me that I need to check my internet. So I apologize for that. But when it pops up at you, it's an accord form. But let's say, just like now, it's not for me. I can always go back to my home screen. I can go to Access. And I can go to eForms. Here are all your accord forms. They are blank accord forms. It's not going to have your agency information on it. But if you are looking for something, and I will put a description in. And so I'm going to do a no loss. When you click continue, it's going to ask you to save it. And then when you save it, it's not going to ask me to save it. Wow. This is killing me today. You can go in here and then put in all your information. Save it in your folders on your documents that say accord forms, and then you can pull them up and use them if you need to. All right, so that's that. Is there anything that I missed?
I don't think so.
So, so in addition to saving emails and texts instructing us to make the endorsements, we must also have and save signed accords. My recommendation. That is absolutely best practices within your agency to save your signed applications, get your signed applications. I can't stress that enough. You know, we have a lot of agents that are going through those issues. And if the carrier is asking you for the signed apps and you don't have them in their cutoff time, it's possible you're jeopardizing your appointment with them. So important, make sure you're getting those. That's right, CYA, Heather, you got it. Cover your agency. It's so important. All right, so I'm going to go back over here. And I really hope that you guys are putting your attachments in here. Is everybody using attachments? It's attachments are so important to keep yourself organized and that you are not having on your home screen. I don't know how many times I've done trainings and I'm looking at somebody's screen and they have PDF, 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 and I'm like, oh my gosh, that just gives me anxiety. Stay organized, put everything into your attachments. If you are using the browser version, you can see the attachment preview. You can see if it's available, you'll be able to see it. Of course, because everything's running slow for me during our blizzard, it's not going to show me. But you can go in and take a look at those. So if there's a carrier that doesn't require signed applications, you should still have a signed application. So AAA, they don't require signed applications. You should still get signed applications. Like Heather said, CYA, cover your agency, make sure that you are getting them. You never want anybody to come back and file a claim against your E&O insurance because you did something and then they can say, we never talked about that. Why don't I have this coverage? I had this coverage on my last policy. So make sure you're getting signed applications. Another thing too, oh wait, I wanted to show you guys this. As easy as this is, all you have to do is go over here and drag it. See how it's hanging there? All you gotta do is drag and drop it. And then it's gonna give you this activity. You can attach it to a policy, to a claim. You can go in here and change your wording. You can attach it into folders. Anytime you have any kind of documents, any correspondence with your clients, underwriters, drag and drop it right in here. So important. Real quick too, I wanted to talk to you guys about activities. Are you using activities? Because your activities are your notes for your clients. So client calls you up and says, hey, Laura, I'm going to test drive this vehicle on Friday. I will let you know if I purchase it Friday night, and Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, following next week. You're trying to get a hold of them to add on this new car because they don't have comp and collision on their current car that they have. So now they're buying a brand new car. So now a week, 2 weeks are going by, then they call you back and they're in an accident. Holy cow, we want to make sure that we are documenting everything in this case. Also, because I've seen that happen. And the same with jewelry. When you are contacting your clients and saying, I need an appraisal, you are not going to have any coverage until I get this appraisal on your $150,000 Rolex. I need an appraisal for it. When you email them, you call them, you send them a letter, you're going to document all of that here in Epic. All of your activities are date and time stamped. They cannot be removed. So in the event that you are trying to get a hold of your clients, follow up on appraisal, and then when am I going to follow up? I'm going to follow up, tomorrow on that. When you create an activity with a follow-up date and it's open, it's going to be on your home screen to remind you to do this. And then you can put notes in here. And then when you save the activity, here it is. And now, okay, now I've sent them another message. I can click the plus sign and put in here, send the email. See how I can't delete this? So in the event that there is some kind of E&O claim, and Applied Systems can go in and pull all of your activities to help you within your claim. So that's why it's so important. And I know you're like, that's not gonna happen to me. Well, I can give you 5 agents right off the top of my head that it has happened to. And they were like, son of a gun, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I take that extra, minute to document everything in regards to my clients? So if that's what you guys are gonna take out of today, and that would be document everything, get your signed applications, attach everything into Epic. And then you guys are gonna have, it's gonna be so much easier. It's gonna be more efficient. All right, real quick too, another thing everybody always asks us, was I paid? Did I get paid on this policy? Let me pull up mine so you can see it. Oops. All right, so under transactions, and everybody has access to this. So under transactions, it's gonna show you your policies. Anything underneath here means we received commission. So if I look at this June 2023, this means I was paid on this policy in July. So it is really important to look in here to see if you were paid on any of your policies, if you're questioning it, okay? And you gotta make sure that you have your search where. So if you wanna screenshot this, go right ahead, screenshot that search where, and then over to the far right, you're gonna see this filter default. And when you use as default for the accounting month and click OK, then every time you go into a client to see if you were paid commission or when, it's already set for you. You won't need to go back in and set that all up. All right, any questions? Any questions? None? All right. If you guys do have questions, please reach out to us at asnoa.com. You can go to asnoa.com, training@asnoa.com to email us, sorry. Asnoa.com is our website. Go on there, go to the Asnoa University. We have all kinds of different weekly sessions that are available to you. So we're jamming in 2024 because we're going to continuously join all of the webinars that we have. You're going to ask the questions. We are going to manage your book of business. So all your reports are updated. So if you guys have questions in regard to that, just let me know. So what's the secret word? Anybody? That's right. So thanks for clicking on the secret word. So if you guys are new to this or you haven't gone into our breakfast brew, it is a video that I do every month. And this month I did one with my little niece. And she's a hoot. So if you want to go in, take a look at it. The bloopers, I should have put the bloopers at the end because she's hysterical. She's a character for sure. Thanks, Kate, it was. So please make sure that you are reading the brew. It is so important. We are going to make sure that we are going to make 2024 a year of increasing revenue, managing your book of business, keeping your reports up to date. Make sure you join our Epic workshop that we're doing February 14th and the 15th. It's going to be extremely helpful for you guys. And I want to work on more of, hey, let's help each other. I know I rambled through all of this because we only have an hour and there was a lot of things that I wanted to review that were questions from, last year. So join that Epic one. I want to work together. I want to see what's working within your agency. We can help each other, because if there's a way that we're showing you guys how to do something and somebody figured out a shortcut or something better, we want to know. We want to share that. We want to scream that from the rooftops. We want to make sure that everybody knows those tips and tricks as well. Leave us some feedback. Let us know what you guys want to see in upcoming Live with Laura. Next month, it's going to be accounting. Anthony Rosini, our comptroller, he's going to join Live with Laura. He's going to get to the nitty gritty of all your accounting questions, everything that you guys are sending in emails about. We want to get in there and look at all of those questions and make sure that everybody understands what the producer reports are, what your reports are, how you get paid. That's what we want to do. So we're going to start off 2024 with accounting in February for sure. So thank you everybody for joining today. Start off my 5-year anniversary. We're really excited about it. So everybody have a great day, have a great week, have a great weekend, and always remember to be epic. All right, I'll hang on here a little bit more if you guys have any questions or anything you wanted me to review.